Right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw a normal. And then we're going to put our convex lens in the middle again. And we're going to draw our focal point, and we'll go for the same scale we did last time. So I'm going to say the focal point is in exactly the same place as it was before. Now the different thing we're going to do with this today is we're going to make the object closer than the focal point. So we're going to see what that does. The first example was an object that was further away from the lens than the focal point. This time we're going to go for closer to the focal point than the focal point. So I'm going to put my object, I'll draw it in green. I'm going to put my object here. So it's exactly the same size object, but it's closer to the lens than the focal point. One big box, that's it. And let's label that the object. Okay, so we need to do exactly the same thing as we did before. We draw our first line parallel to the normal and bending through the focal point. Okay, so the first thing to do, we've drawn the normal, and then number 2, we've drawn first light ray from the top of the object parallel to the normal. Then number 3 is we've bent that light ray through the focal point. Okay, you've already written this instructions. You don't necessarily need to write these instructions right now. Okay, what was the next thing we did? Where's our second line? Top of the object through the middle of the convex lens. Okay, what do we notice about this? They're not going to meet. Okay, so if they're not going to meet, what we need to do is we need to extend, I apologise about my writing in the way, we need to extend these lines until they do meet. It is going backwards. And the point at which they meet is where you're going to draw your new image. Okay, yours is going to be neater than mine because I've written over the top of it. Okay, so number 4, we draw the ray from the top of the object through the normal. Okay, we noticed that they didn't meet, so if the rays don't meet. And you can write this down, this part down, because they're not meeting. If the rays don't meet, extend the line backwards. Extend lines backwards until they do. This is number 5. Until they do. And then you can draw your new image. Right, now let me tell you something about this. You'll notice that I drew these lines as dotted, okay? I didn't do them as solid lines. Now the reason for that is the light doesn't actually go in that direction. The light goes in these directions where I've drawn the solid lines. Okay, so I've drawn the dotted lines because they are virtual lines. And this means that the image that we see is not actually the light rays, it's virtual light rays. So this is a virtual image. So a virtual image, it's upright, it is magnified, and it is further than the object convex lens.